Yep. Here's my brand new Precision Matthews 940. Just got it a few days ago. This is one beast of a machine. So, give you an idea here. I'm getting ready to start on the CNC conversion. The ball screws just came in. It's 20mm, 5mm pitch ball screws. I went ahead and started pulling it apart, and I said, well, you know, I better take and get some video of this because I figure it might interest quite a few people. I'll be running 1200 ounce steppers on all three axes, and it should be okay. I kind of worry about, you know, moving this head up and down with 1200 ounce. But if it's not enough to do it, I'm going to change it out to probably a 1600, and then I'll use the 1200 to run the rotary table. So I can't even get this thing in the whole picture. I mean, it's just, you know, 9.5 inch wide table, 40 inches long. It's really an impressive machine. I haven't cleaned the wok grease off of it yet, but the ways on it are really nice looking. It's just, I can't get over the size of this thing. I don't even have the head all the way up. To get it to go all the way up, I wound up having to cut a hole through the drywall so it can go up in there. This will actually over travel probably a good 4 inches, so you can see how much higher this thing's going to go up here. Nice weight covers on it too. Front one wasn't, it was just a piece of rubber, but we'll figure something out on that. 42mm annular contact bearings, you know, double ball nut. So just got to take and start getting everything figured out here and get the mounts made up for it and wire everything up. More to come. Alright, got the table pulled off of it. That table is heavy. I'm telling you, I struggled with it a little bit. Should have had help, but I'm too impatient and too damn stubborn. Got the rear way cover off of it. What I'm looking at, it looks like there's just one bolt that holds the, I don't know if you can see it down in there, the nut down in here. So I'm going to go ahead and yank that out real quick and see if that nut comes off. And I can pull the saddle out. Already noticing that the height of the ball screws may run into a little bit of trouble down in here, clearance wise, because this just barely clears the table. So I may have to mill this pocket down just a little bit deeper to be able to set the ball screw down in there. But we'll find out. Let's see, get this out of the way for a second. Yeah, I can't imagine how excited I am about getting this mill. Ooh, damn. Yep. That's all it is one bolt. What kind of bronze that is. That's that. Get the bolt up and out of there. Okay. Alright, and I'm going to go ahead and pull the saddle off, flip it over, and it looks like there's just two bolts, and get this one here off. Then we're getting somewhere. Then we can start figuring out how we're going to make our mounts. Alright, well that was pretty easy. Saddle's got a fair amount of weight to it, but it's pretty manageable with one person. I had CNC'd a Grizzly G0704 a couple years ago, and it's been a good little mill, but I was wanting something, you know, a lot more rigid. And I kind of did some surfing around, and when I saw this mill show up, it was just, it's out of its class. I mean, it's just a big mill. It's nice and heavy. It should have tons of rigidity to it. That was one of the things where the little Grizzly was lacking. If you try to put too big of an end mill in it and run it a little too hard, you had a fair amount of flex in the machine and not a real good surface finish. Another thing that I like about this mill over top of CNC and the Grizzly is that on the Grizzly, on the Y-axis ball screw, you had to disassemble that and then try and put it back together in there, and every time you'd knock the little balls out of it and had to repack it. And long story short, I got real good at repacking ball screws, but not so good about getting the screw started back into it. This machine's nice. I can actually take the ball screw, lower it right down inside the frame, be able to bolt it up with no trouble. This ball screw's short. It was kind of a package deal. It was 4 ball screws. The other 3 are actually 1400 millimeters long, so I'll have to cut them down, remachine the ends on them and everything. But I tried an old 1605 ball screw that I had, and they're actually pretty easy to machine, so I don't have any concerns with that. I think that's probably all I'm going to be able to do until I start sitting down and measuring everything up and figuring out the mounts. The main thing is going to be the clearance, of this ball screw inside the table. This other one underneath, there's no real trouble with it at all. So I think I'm hoping this goes faster than what I'm thinking it's going to, and it really looks like it will. Figure a day to get things sorted out here on the XY, and then I can start CADing up some models and see about getting the mounts made up. I'm actually thinking about casting the mounts in aluminum and then remachining it, or machining the castings after they're done, so it'd be one piece and not some kind of conglomeration of an assembly with a piece here bolted to this and another piece bolted to that. It's something a little more flowing and cost effective. Even though it's more time, I'm kind of considering making a few kits for these, but we'll see. I talk a lot, but don't have a lot of time to spend, so we'll see. Okay, see you, bye.